ignore the present state of me, but I have thoughts. So I just finished watching Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I watched most of it the other day, but I just finished it now. I never watched the movies or read the books growing up, so now I've been watching them now that I'm older. So obviously I watched all the first three. Spoilers for the first four movies. The first two movies definitely are very different from the rest. I feel like they were directed by the guy who did Home Alone, so they definitely had more of a family friendlier feel to it, which was interesting. But when I watched them, all I could kind of think was like, this is what everybody's so obsessed with. Like, I don't really get it. But I know that's also because I'm an adult and it's a children's series. Guess you had to be there, you know? And I heard everyone talk about how the third movie is the best one. The Prisoner of Azkaban is so awesome and cool. So I think my expectations were really, really high, and it just was not what I was expecting going into it. I know, like, all the different characters and things like that. And I know some of the things that happen throughout the series, but not really. I'm not super familiar with the different plots. So for some reason, I had it in my head that like Bellatrix Lestrange was gonna be in like the third one, which obviously is not accurate, but I didn't know. But I thought Bellatrix Lestrange is so freaking cool. I mean, I know she's evil. For some reason I thought that was what was gonna be going on. So I feel kind of bad because I don't think I appreciated the third movie enough because I had different expectations. So the first three movies, it was fine, but honestly, I wouldn't say that I really loved them. I wouldn't even say I really liked them that much, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys. I watched the first three and then I just never was very interested in watching the rest until I was like, I guess I should probably finish it just so I know what's going on. I watched The Goblet of Fire and it's freaking awesome. I really liked this one. It took me by surprise. I don't know what about it. I think the way that it's getting darker as the series progresses, maybe unpopular opinion. Every time I was watching those first three movies, we had to break for a Quidditch sequence. I was so bored out of my mind. But then when they had the Quidditch with this and it had Victor Crumb, it did something a little bit different and all of that, and I was about it because it was kind of switching up the formula a little bit. But yes, so when I saw Cedric, spoilers, I knew he was gonna die, but I didn't know when or how. I just know everyone always cries about Cedric Diggory being dead. I didn't know he was gonna die in this one. I was gobsmacked when Voldemort just did the you know. Well, there were so many things. The guy with the eyeball, I just found him to be a way more interesting character than all of the other people. Also, imagine my surprise when I see David Tennant on my screen. That was a pleasant surprise. It was just really good and cool. With the dance and the tournament, or I don't know, it's not really a tournament, or I guess it is. And of course, I know about Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Dumbledore said calmly. I know that one. And then when I saw Cedric, I was like, oh yeah, I know he's gonna die. But I freaking gasped. I was gobsmacked when he died. That was really sad, actually. So I understand. I understand why everyone's always so sad all the time. Because he got Avada Kedavra. Also, Voldemort being in the freaking flesh. That was crazy. And then, like, oh, he was so weird looking. And then when the black mist becomes his cloak or whatever. And then when he called all those guys and it was like, oh, none of you were doing this. Da 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 da. Lucius. I was like, Lucius. That sounds familiar. Who is that? Freaking Lucius Malfoy. Freaking Draco's father. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised, but I gasped. I mean, it makes sense. Oh, that guy is so evil. Hot take, this uber popular thing that everyone loves makes sense that people love it. I do have to say, I mean, it is kind of sad that I feel like the trio didn't really get to be a trio so much in this one, which it makes sense why. But it's kind of sad that they're all broken apart. You know, I did see a reel recently, and it was the scene from this movie. I saw the reel in between my two-part watching, so I'd already seen the scene. But it's when Harry's in the tent, and then Hermione is like talking to him through the tent, and then she just like pushes through the tent and hugs him. And then, oh yeah, that woman, the reporter lady. Oh my god, is she in the other ones? I can't even remember. Guys, it's kind of freaking awesome with the pictures, like the moving pictures in the news. Oh, it's kind of awesome and magical and cool. But it is also, I think, overall overrated. I still got enjoyment out of this one. Anyway, so about the reel, everyone in the comments, they were like, I never understood why Harry and Hermione didn't get together. They were like so much better. I know who everyone ends up with. I already know all that kind of thing. But I just don't see it. Harry and Hermione, they're just best friends. See, and this is what pisses me off. Well, there are so many things that piss me off, but one of the things that piss me off just in general, not me getting on my soapbox here, but friendship is so undervalued, at least in the culture that I exist in. But also, I think it's crazy that people would even say that. I mean, based on what I've seen, also, Hermione and Ron are so freaking cute. Like, they're adorable. I don't know. I don't get it. I think Harry and Hermione can be best friends. They don't need to be in love. Especially when Hermione and Ron are so cute together. They're little cutie patooties, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I should have had a camera on me when I was watching the end of this freaking movie because I was just like, it was fun. I have the next movie and I don't know if I want to watch it right now. Maybe I will. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this was the first really significant death. It kind of has that transition into like, oh, this is, we're in deep do now. And it is really cool to see Voldemort, even though I do have to say, I feel like Voldemort, it felt maybe a little bit cartoony, potentially. I don't know, maybe just a little. But overall, a freak with it. But yeah, so now I'm actually like, okay, I want to watch the next one for realsies because I just want to. I just want to rewatch this movie because I don't know, something about this movie, it just scratches my brain. I really liked it. But I'm also confused about the guy with the eyeball. So he was good the whole time, right? So the polyjuice potion thing, that was only in the very end, right? With David Tennant or what's his name? Barty Crouch Jr. He just did that in the very end. He wasn't like disguised earlier, was he? I hope not because I really like that character. And then when they make you think he's the bad guy, I was like kind of disappointed. I was like, boring. Well, actually, I didn't even consider that. I guess I'm stupid because probably we're supposed to assume he was up to no good, but I was just like, nah, this guy is awesome. I like him a lot. And then when he's doing all the with his face, with and then you're trying to figure out who it is, I was like, who could it be? Who could it be? And then when it was Barty Crouch Jr., I was kind of like, okay, I guess. They didn't give you any reason to believe that he would have been able to get to Hogwarts, or did they? I guess I should have watched it all at once. But these movies are so long, bro. They're like 3 hours long. On a separate note, it is April 24th, which means that's when I start my annual reread of The Raven Boys. I think I've read this book 4 times, and I was thinking of skipping the reread this year just because I've read it so many times. But I wanted to show you. I have a little bookmark. Okay, well, of course you can't see, but basically, I kind of figured out kind of a timeline of when the events of this book unfold. So obviously it opens on St. Mark's Eve, which is April 24th, and then there's April 25th the next day, and then April 26th. But then I kind of pieced it together, not the dates, but they're referred to as like this Friday, next Saturday, this Sunday. Read like a couple chapters on whatever that day is, and then it kind of feels like going the flow of the story. I have a bunch of other books I need to be reading, but I haven't been because I whipped out my Kindle and I was actually rereading one of the books I wrote. Project Hometown. I like to read it because it feels like a real book, whereas all my other stories feel like such total messes. So then I come back and then I reread Project Hometown, and then I'm like, okay, I am capable of writing something that feels like a real book. Let's see, what time is it? 10:19. I think I might put on Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix and watch like the beginning of it. I do not think I'm gonna watch the whole thing. But also, do you think Draco knows? Well, obviously you probably know. But I wonder, does Draco have any idea that his father is working with Voldemort? And also, would Draco care? I would think he should, but who knows? Because Draco's a turd. I kind of don't get the Hermione thing because Draco is evil and annoying and whiny and a little turd and a brat. I mean, I guess it would be different if I was like 12 and in love with Tom Felton in these movies. If I were a child, I do feel that I would be watching these movies differently. But unfortunately, I was homeschooled. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go for now. I will maybe update you later. You know, once I started this update, I realized it's kind of giving sleepover. You and I are having a sleepover, which is beautiful. If you're not doing a face mask, do one or pretend you're doing one. So we're doing our little face masks, and we're watching our little movies and eating our junk food, and we're kind of like whispering so that anyone else doesn't hear us, and it's just the vibes are awesome. I was gonna say intact, but they're more than intact. They're superb and awesome. I do low-key just kind of want to close my eyes and go to sleep because I don't know if I want to get up and put the next movie in, but I think I'm going to. Okay, guys, I just put the other DVD in and I looked at the back of the case so I could see if Bellatrix Lestrange is in this one, and I don't think she is, but Dolores Umbridge is. And I know all of the memes are always like, she's the most evil person ever. Probably I'm not supposed to know that, but I do. I also know that Snape was in love with Harry's mom, and that's why he's got beef with this child. Also, one other thing I want to say, the Marauders. As someone who did exist deeply in internet fandom culture of the 2010s, I did have a little bit of Harry Potter fandom-ness exposure. So I always heard about the Marauders. Remus, Lupin, Sirius Black, James Potter. I guess all these people. I should probably rewatch Prisoner of Azkaban, but I'm probably gonna watch all of the movies first before I start rewatching anything. I saw in a video by Uncarly years ago where I don't even remember what she was talking about. I think it was like fan fiction or like ships or something. She referenced the Marauders like they don't exist. Or no, they do. There are people in the Marauders lore who are not canonically in the Harry Potter universe, but they're like canonical to the Marauders fandom. Like, I guess there's fan fiction that's so popular that these characters are made up, and well, all characters are made up, but not by J.K. Rowling, but they exist in this like Harry Potter variant. I don't know. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And you know, when you're on Pinterest and when you're looking at pins, it'll have the little suggestions of like similar topics to what you're looking at. And I've definitely seen Pandora Lovegood or something. No, I don't know if it's Lovegood. Well, because Luna Lovegood, she's real in the Harry Potter universe. But isn't this Pandora chick, like, she's not real? Or she's not canonical? But she's so cemented in the fandom's conscious. Girl, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna watch the movie.
Furthermore, we have convincing evidence that the thieves' disappearances are the work of notorious mass murderer Sirius Black.
Okay guys, I'm a little bit of the ways into Order of the Phoenix, and this one is also freaking awesome. Something I didn't mention about in the last movie, and kind of all of the previous movies, is I feel like Harry is kind of a freaking boring character, because he's just like, I don't know, he's just like a good little boy who is an orphan. But I like in this one how he's actually reacting to the things that's going on. I mean, he watched, first of all, the freaking Dark One, he who must not be named, Lord Voldemort, not only become flesh, so to speak, but like through ritual involving his own blood. That's freaking crazy. And as soon as Voldemort's in the flesh, he Avada Kedavras Cedric. Imagine the trauma. And so now Harry is having a little bit of a crisis, as one would anyway. It's good. I mean, it's horrible and sad for the poor child, but it's good, you know what I'm saying? Also, I understand what people mean about Umbridge. This woman is so despicable and freaking narc. A Karen. She's the Karen to kill all Karens. In normal sleepover fashion, one of us is going to fall asleep first lamely, and then the other one is going to be left stranded, and I think that's going to be you. But I just wanted to give a little update. The lights should be out, and we should be playing some like Truth or Dare right now. But I want to keep watching the movie a little bit more.
We have confirmed that 10 high security prisoners in the early hours of yesterday evening did escape, and of course the Muggle Prime Minister has been alerted to the...
Okay, guys, I've tried to stay awake as long as I could, but it's midnight, and I'm falling asleep. I think I'm going to play the movie until I dissolve into sleep. Truth or dare? I dare you to go drink some water. Yay! And if you said truth, what's your favorite Harry Potter movie? Oh, they showed Bellatrix Lestrange. Let's freaking go, dude. But she also tortured Neville's parents. I didn't know about that one. That's pretty unfortunate. Yikes. Morning, you guys. I went back to sleep after that last clip. It is 8:42 in the morning now. This didn't last very well. Oh, my luminous. You can't see because I'm so overexposed. I kind of love it. Also, do you like the way I was like, let me do my skincare while also eating Ranch Doritos? It's like Gwyneth Paltrow being like she'll do or whatever, but then also do or whatever. I'm probably gonna read some of this just to expound on that a little bit. On St. Mark's Eve, I would read the preface through chapter 1, and then on St. Mark's Day, April 25th, chapter 2 through 10, Gansey, Out in the Wild with the Pig, Edge of 17 playing. I love these books. These books are awesome. Also, look at all of my tabs. Oh, you can't really tell. I freaking love these books. So I'll be honest, I do start a series reread most years. So like I've said, I've read this book, I don't know, maybe it's only 3 or 4 times. And I've read The Dream Thieves almost as many times. I think like one less time. But the other 2 books I've only read once because then my rereading gets cut short. So I was thinking of just skipping rereading The Raven Boys and The Dream Thieves and maybe reading Blue Lily, Lily Blue and The Raven King just so I can give the books a more similar amount of love, because the first time I ever read these books I listened to them on an audiobook, and I remember thinking I can't wait to read these physically so I can better retain what's going on. So I've read the first 2 books a bunch of times, but Blue Lily, Lily Blue and The Raven King I don't remember as well. I do remember not really liking The Raven King, but maybe if I reread it I would enjoy it more. Anyway, my morning shed. Stay tuned for more writing vlogs and things. Oh, I didn't finish Order of the Phoenix, but I will. I like Order of the Phoenix as much or more than The Goblet of Fire. I definitely like these 2 more than all the previous ones. I feel bad because I know The Prisoner of Azkaban is like everybody's favorite. I think if I had my expectations more in check, then I would have enjoyed it more. So I think when I come back to it later, I will like it more. And I don't know how many more are left. Is it like Harry Potter and then Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2? I thought there were 7 books though, and this is number 5. So I'm missing 1 hour and Harry Potter and the I don't know, girl. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.